Hola, Ryan here, celebrity nutritionist, and at my clinic this morning, doing a product review with Nettle Leaf. I've been a fan of Nettle Leaf for the longest period ever. It's known as Urtica dioica. I know it as Nettle Leaf. Now, over the years, what we do is we find out herbs, we find out plant compounds that are there in nature and how they affect you. Now, I'm a huge fan of Nettle Leaf tea. You take the powder and make a tea. And for people who have multiple problems, right from arthritis to heart to diabetes to kidney problems, liver problems, instead of giving them only black tea, I shift them to nettle tea once a day. Now, my reasons behind this are various over here. You can see that everything from boosting the immune system, reduction of inflammation, and more keenly, I'm very interested in the kidney function. The research with nettle leaf tea has been that its antidiuretic property, ability to calm the kidney, ability to reduce serum creatinine and uric acid levels as a diuretic for me is brew a cup of nettle tea once a day. Now, a lot of people would say that, Ryan, is it safe to take nettle tea? What I do in controlled conditions in our clinic when somebody comes for a diet plan is I make people go through a 3-month nutrition plan. In that 3-month nutrition plan, obviously we're removing milk and sugar in the tea and coffee. And I added nettle tea. Now, nettle tea is not like a normal tea and coffee. It does have a bitter aftertaste to it. If you have any of the problems from kidney with high serum creatinine levels, high uric acid level, then what I do to this person under structured diet and nettle tea, normally 1 in 90 days I take the blood test. Those who can afford it, I ask for a midpoint blood test. That way we come to know, are there improvements from the diet and nettle tea? And 9 times out of 10, we find an amazing improvement right from C-reactive protein, serum creatinine, uric acid levels, and even liver enzyme levels go down because it has an ability to stimulate glutathione production. So always be warned, and I always tell people that my videos are to educate about the benefit of a product, but it's not to educate you to self-prescribe a product. So get in touch with a good medical expert. Now, very, very interestingly, I wanted to point out to you over here, which is what caught my attention was anti-aging of skin from a vanity perspective. So in the rat model study, they found out that 2 enzymes that cause wrinkles, which is collagenase and elastase, the nettle leaf tea as well as the extract. So you can take it as a supplement prescription form in a capsule form, or you could buy the tea and you could take the tea in brewed form. Now, obviously, brewing of a tea has a lesser of the active compound, but I feel that's the more natural way to take it. So I always go with herbs and superfoods in the diet rather than trying to find a capsule or a powder, because I think you can take the said food over a longer period of time and not have a very aggressive therapeutic action, and therefore you may have a good result, but you could also have a higher side effect. Like one of the side effects of nettle tea is maybe diarrhea, and that's a simple side effect. So you take nettle tea for 2-3 days and you get loose stools and all, then I come back to you and I say, hey, maybe nettle tea is not for you. By the way, nettle tea in athletes boosts testosterone levels, free circulating testosterone level. So for me, it's huge in terms of athletes who have an under 400, under 500 testosterone. So I do bring in broccoli, I do bring in white mushrooms, I do bring in asparagus, shatavari, and I also bring in nettle tea. So it's not on the WADA doping list. So it's a natural tea. It's like having tea or coffee. So 1 cup of nettle tea a day should help. Again, under guided advice of a sports nutritionist. So, you know, people understand that you're not getting a miracle performance out of it, but you can just give a little bit of a bump up. So the anti-aging vitality part from the bedroom performance, sports performance, as well as the anti-aging performance would be the vanity perspective, which is why I would use nettle tea in somebody who doesn't have a kidney problem, who doesn't have a diabetic problem. And certain individuals are plagued by worms. So nettle tea is also anti-helminthic, meaning it kills off parasites and worms when it's consumed regularly for 3 to 6 weeks. So what I would say to you is, if it agrees with your first level blood test at 45 days, I would do a 90-day of nettle tea. Do I do it continuously? Well, do you drink tea or coffee continuously? Well, take a break every time you take something that is new to your body. Like I recommend Indian gooseberry, which is amla, but I tell people take it for 1 month and then take a 10-day break and then come back again. So always give your body a chance to take breaks of food, of supplements. You don't eat the same food every day. You have variety. So bring in variety in your nutritional supplements also. But again, as I always say, under guided medical, under guided dietetic, under guided nutrition practice. Okay, have a great day.